Led the tournament for so long and really had a couple 100-pin lead with like 3 or 4 games to go, but he started to slip away from it. You could see he was squeezing the ball a little bit, and Barnes just kept striking. In fact, Barnes averaged over 250 in each 8-game block of match play he bowled in. But that's all forgotten now.
Yes! All right, that's one. Opening frame. No doubt about it. Chris Barnes, 29, out of Wichita, Kansas. Grew up in the Topeka area. Went to Wichita State.
Barnes playing further left on the lane than any of our right-handed players. Chris's wife, Linda, who's a pretty darn good bowler in her own right. In fact, she finished second in this year's U.S. Open, so she can play.
Well, they recently got married, but haven't had time for a honeymoon. Finally, after this tournament, they're heading to the Caribbean for a week. Chris going through a routine. Second frame, both players strike in the opening frame.
Wow. Come on.
Got the ball into the oil too soon. Wasn't able to get the hook back into the pocket. 2-4-5 for Barnes. Ball's coming in light. 2-pin goes around. Excuse me, head pin goes around the 2-pin. Hard and straight. Is that too far to the right? No, he covers it. He wasn't sure, neither was I, Phil.
Picks up the spare in the second frame, so Jason Couch trying to take the early lead. Finished 8th last year in the Brunswick TSC. He seems much more determined.
Well, you'll see a very focused and determined player on this shot for the lead.
Talked to him about this particular tournament. He said, hey, it's like the Super Bowl of bowling. This is it.
Well, you know, and there's $100,000 first place, 32 seconds, so 68,000 between the two places. Biggest match of both their careers.
That's 3 in a row.
Jason Couch snapping out that 7-pin. Watch the 4-pin, second from your left, bang, right into the 7. Does he like it? 20-pin lead, he likes it.
Barnes up in the 3rd.
Barnes going with slower speed, playing further left on the lane.
Just like that one.
What a beautiful style from this former collegiate bowler of the year, member of Team USA, and $100,000 if you win this tournament. So he could surpass his entire year earnings.
And the players who were 2 and 3 as far as player of the year consideration concerned. Further to the right, and still does not hook back, and he thought he made a good shot. The ball did not hook back up. Leaves the 2 and the 8. You can see the line that Barnes is playing. Ball rolls over around the 12 board. Does not create the friction necessary to get up to the pocket. Now he's got a tough spare to contend with. That sleeper 8 makes it difficult. He's looking at it.
And picks it up. So strike spare for Barnes. But Couch has started off with 3 in a row. And for Couch, a bit superstitious. A couple of weeks ago when he won in Bay City, had green shirt on. Same one. Well, I'm sure he washed it.
think so.
But a bit superstitious, and he has 3 in a row to start this title match.
Solid 8, Jason Couch. Boy.
Ouch.
Yeah, a wry smile and an ouch from Jason Couch. From the outside trajectory, and he likes it right now, but the ball's going to drive right past the 8 pin. Another pin goes in front of the 8. Barnes has a little more life.
Couch picks up the spare in the 4th frame, but boy, that would look nice for the first 4.
He's got to be thinking, you're just not going to let this be easy, are they? Going to have to work for it, Jason. 19-pin lead for Couch. And he really is taking so much more time than normal.
Won earlier in Bay City, but he's making his 10th televised appearance of the year.
Well, there's a mess. There's the 2, the 4, 6, 7, and 10.
How do you make this one, Marshall?
Well, you need to get the ball to the left-hand side of the 2 pin, knock the 2 pin into the 4 and the 7. It really, it's for what looks like as I said, a mess. It's very makeable.
In fact, if I'm not mistaken, he left this in the 1st frame of last night's the final game. And
Yes, he did. And you know what happens when you get nervous, Bill, is you get slow. And that's what seemingly happened to Couch in the 5th frame. To keep that lead. Makes 9 of them. Does not get the 6 pin. 14-pin lead. Now just a 3-pin lead. Chris Barnes right back into this match.
5th frame.
Now he comes in light on lane 24, and what's the deal? It's the deal is $100,000 for the winner and the Tournament of Champions title. The ball does not come up to the pocket. The 2, 4, the 5, and the 8, the bucket.
Another difficult spare. Rookie of the year, 98.
Difficult spare. He makes it. Phil, I remember, I know it was a long time ago, but 1976 I bowled Billy Hardwick for the title in the Tournament of Champions, and we both started out with a few strikes early, and then the nerves set in, and there were very few strikes towards the end of the game. We see Chris making the difficult spare and quietly confident, but is he confident in throwing a strike?
6th frame. Hooks it back and just the 8 pin.
He keeps expecting that ball to hook up high, and the problem he's having right now is if he does move far enough to the right, he's afraid the ball's going to hook early, go right through the nose. So I think he's trying to work this out by throwing slower speed. You can see that great rush he made from 7th to 5th and then up to 1st.
Oh, no.
And he just missed the 8 pin. So it is Chris Barnes down by 19 to Jason Couch in the title match. Kansas in Brunswick World Tournament of Champions, and Chris Barnes just got back from a lengthy walk in time to finish out the match. Disgusted, certainly, after missing that 8 pin.
Well, that is just a brain fade. Averting disaster, the 6 and the 8, and I'm telling you, Phil, it's a matter of speed. Jason Couch is not using enough speed to keep the ball on line.